The email from the client just said, "Where's our data?" I showed it to the CTO. He read it. He handed me his drink and walked into traffic, not dramatically, just across the parking lot slowly toward a Panera. Priya took over. Priya is 5'1" and terrifying. She grabbed all three Daniels by the sleeves and marched us back into the building. The fire department was still there, confused. She told them we were the fire. They let us through. Up on the 12th floor, she sat us in front of a single laptop and said, "One of you is going to fix this. I don't care which one. I will not leave this room until a Daniel has saved this company." Daniel Reese raised his hand and said, "I have a dinner reservation." Priya did not blink. Daniel Reese sat back down. Reyes cracked his knuckles and started typing. He got through 2 commands before the terminal asked for MFA. His phone was dead. Reese's phone worked but was logged into the wrong account. My phone worked and was logged into the right account because apparently Daniel Reese had been forwarding his MFA codes to me for 3 weeks under the assumption that I was his assistant. I had 47 unread texts from Okta. Reyes said, "Read them to me." I read them to him. He typed, "Reese ate another cupcake." Priya watched us like we were a hostage video. 20 minutes in, Reyes stops. He says, "The staging server in Ohio isn't ours." Priya says, "What?" Reyes says, "This IP, it's not our infra. This is somebody else's server." We all leaned in. The server belonged to a company called BrightPath Logistics. None of us had ever heard of them. The config file Daniel Reese had approved had, for reasons nobody could explain, pointed our biggest client's transactions at a random freight company in Toledo. For 6 days, BrightPath Logistics had been silently receiving millions of dollars in financial transaction data from a Fortune 500 client they had no relationship with. Priya whispered, "Have they noticed?" Reyes checked the server logs. Someone at BrightPath had in fact noticed. On day 2, a junior dev there had filed an internal ticket that said, "Weird data coming in, probably a test, ignoring." Then they went on vacation. The data was still sitting there, untouched, unlooked at. Unwiped because the Sunday midnight wipe I'd been panicking about. That was on our staging server, not theirs. BrightPath servers never wiped anything. They were a freight company. They kept everything forever in case someone sued them about a truck. Reyes copied the data back, pointed the config at the real production database, ran the reconciliation. It took 4 minutes. He stood up and said, "It's fixed." Priya sat down on the floor. Daniel Reese said, "So do I still have a job?" Nobody answered him. I said, "Do I still have a job?" Priya from the floor said, "You got a raise this morning, you tell me." 6 weeks later, there's a company-wide email. Subject, organizational updates. Daniel Reyes is now head of platform engineering. He took the promotion instead of Stripe. Daniel Reese was moved to a new role called approvals liaison, where his entire job is to not click approve on anything unless a human walks up to his desk and asks him to. He has a plant now. He seems happy. I was quietly reassigned to the billing team, the one Kevin originally wanted me on. My title is still lead architect Atlas. HR said it was easier to leave it than to change it. My LinkedIn has never looked better. The CEO still waves at me in the hallway. The CTO won't make eye contact. Priya brings me coffee sometimes. She never speaks. She just sets it on my desk and leaves. And every Friday at 4:58 p.m. I get a Slack DM from an account I can't identify. It just says, "Nice work on Atlas." I've never replied. I don't plan to.